What up, what up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another ranking, and this one is from Kendra G. Now, uh, before we get started, I would like to say hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, okay? And if you got something you don't agree with, put it in the comments. I would appreciate that. I appreciate all my subscribers and everybody watching. Um,
Hello.
Hi,
Hi. What's your name, Bo?
my name is Happy.
Happy. I like it. Is that your nickname or that's your real name?
It's my middle name. It's the
Your
name I
middle name.
go by when I work and when
I
I'm
love it. Okay. Happy. Where you calling us from?
from Philly.
Philly in the building. How old are you?
38? 38.
you don't know?
38. This is Happy. Philly's in the building. 38. Do you have any kids?
I have two.
Two kids. How old are your kids?
My kids are 7 and 2. No, 7 and 3.
7 and 3.
She killing me with these numbers. You don't know how old you are. You don't know how old your kids is. I sense lies out of the gate. I'm just saying. Maybe it's to disguise who she is. I know she going by her middle name, Happy. I know she probably faking her age, faking her kid's age. This ain't looking too good out of the gate. What's up with Kendra? I mean, she is coming out of that dress. I'm gonna leave that alone, but let's go in.
Yep.
7 and 3. Same dad?
Yes.
Okay. Was you married?
I'm getting divorced. Paperwork's in the mail. Is in the courts.
So you're still currently married?
I am still currently married, but we've been separated for 3 years.
So what's been taking so long for the divorce to be official?
I have to pay for it.
Oh, girl, it's a money situation now.
Yeah.
I always heard that, I never been married, but I know the divorce process, I think could take 2 years because I heard you got to be separated for a year and then the whole other year. So you are not returning to your husband at all.
Oh no.
So when will your divorce be finalized?
I'm waiting to hear back from the courts now. It's just a matter of waiting with everything's in the mail. So.
And y'all been separated except for what, 3 years?
Almost 3 years. Yep.
Separated for 3 years, almost 3 years. The paperwork is in that. So she's single. She's consider herself single and ready to mingle. I guess I ain't mad at that. I'm looking at the necklace on her neck right now, and I guess her name is Happy. I guess she do go by that. So that's cool. Checking out the nose ring. I'm figuring out how to feel about it, but ain't nothing wrong with it. It's Afrocentric. She got the braids, so I'm a rock with it. I like it. Okay, so let's go back in.
Have you been dating other men during this process?
I dated one.
You dated one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she is still legally a wife, but you believe
I am still legally, but it's like I said, paperwork is signed, dated, in the mail. It is done.
It is done.
Well,
she said it's signed.
It is very clear. It is over.
It's very clear. It is over.
Kendra is really glossy right there, and she is bursting out of this dress. I never seen her this way. I'll just put it that way. Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm starting to have some questions on. Is she pregnant or something? I mean, look, if I'm wrong about that, my apologies. But she just seemed like she's really glowing. I'll just put it that way. Okay, but let's go back in.
Okay, she ain't going back. That's a wrap.
I would not be on here if it wasn't. Trust me.
And you said it will be sometime soon this year?
Yeah, sometime soon this year.
Okay. So what do you do for a living, Happy?
I'm a teacher. I'm a special ed teacher.
Special ed teacher. What's your zodiac sign or birthday?
Virgo.
You told me that, I think. Virgo. So this is Happy Philly, 38, is a Virgo, a teacher, 2 kids. She's going through a divorce, so we have to put that out there. Let's get into it. What kind of man do you want to date now?
I'm just looking for someone. I think for me, honesty, someone who can hold a conversation, who I do not have to force things with.
like I said before, oftentimes women will tell you what was wrong with their last relationship by what they ask for now. And it sounds like lack of communication, someone she can have a stimulating conversation with, don't have to force things with them. Yeah, probably some things that she didn't have in her marriage. Not that anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying, you know, as a man, this my man ears that I'm using right now. It's like, oh, okay, so you had issues with your ex. Y'all couldn't really communicate that well. He probably wasn't stimulating mentally. You probably a sapiosexual. Okay, I can fulfill all that for you. That's not a problem. You know. What else you got?
Um, where I am. It's a lot of what you doing, where you at, what you doing, where you at, and it's like no, we're at the age that we're at, and with everything that everyone has going on, like there has to be more than what you doing, where are you going. So like someone who can talk, someone who's open, who's honest, who's willing to grow, who's willing to learn, because I'm a teacher, so I always feel like life is a lesson and you can always learn. And
Oh, it's just ironic to me, or yeah, a little ironic that she was divorced. I mean, it's something small, but it's just something that just popped in my head. Like, she's divorcing. She wasn't happy, but her name is happy. You see what I'm saying? Like, happy is unhappy. She wants to be happy again, and maybe that's with a Y. I'm just saying. Let's go back in.
whatever you're doing. So I think that's pretty much someone who likes to laugh. I think I'm sarcastically funny, so I like to crack jokes. I have a dark, I think was it like dark humor. So yeah.
Okay, she has dark humor. Let's do it. Okay, so what's some deal breakers for you?
Someone who talks however he likes to talk to women, someone who likes to call women out of their names, someone
Like I told you, she's telling you what she been through in her last relationship. So yeah, pay attention. Let's go.
who I think anyone, just someone who has a bad vibe or just seems off when when they talk about women or women in their lives, whether it's the mother of their children or past relationships. Whenever there's like oh well, she's this or she's that or this B or this, like that's, for me, that's automatically a red flag. I think someone who doesn't have a plan. While I'm a teacher, I don't necessarily think everyone has to go to school to have a successful life, but you have to have some kind of plan, some kind of goals for yourself. Working in fast food, unless you are managing or you're using that to get you to that next stage, like that's kind of what you need to be about. So
Okay. So Kenny, how you said he can have kids, right?
yeah, I don't mind kids. I don't mind kids, but there has to be an understanding. Like, and I think this is why, like, I'm to myself a lot. You can have kids, but there has to be an understanding of how you want your kids to grow, what you want your kids to know. Like, just saying you have kids, but are you involved in your kids' life mentally, physically, and spiritually? Like, what do you bring into the table outside of just providing a check for them? Like what are your goals and your outlooks for your kids? What are you showing your kids? Like, that needs to be. If none of that is there, then I run, because I don't have time. I teach kids all day, kids and adults. Like, I don't have time to be disciplining you and disciplining your kids. So
Okay. So real quick, this is Happy in Philly, 38. She's a teacher, a Virgo, 2 kids, 7 and 3. She's currently getting a divorce. She was honest with us. Some people are talking about your nose ring. Do you want to respond to any of those comments?
Why am I not surprised? Again, I haven't seen this before. This is my first time watching it, and I guess some of the guys had the issue with the nose ring. I mean, look, tattoos, piercings, funny colored hair. These are things that, the snuffleupagus eyelashes. You know what I mean? These are things that men do pay attention to and looking at, and we like you to be as natural as possible. I call it genetic truths. We want to see what you are genetically, and we want it to be the truth. We want, because look, if we plan on having kids, even if we not planning on having kids, subconsciously, we like to know what your genetic truth is. So I'm not saying that she has an issue with a genetic truth. You could kind of see what you're going to get with her. But the piercings, tattoos, the weave, the funny colored hairs, the red and purple, snuffleupagus eyelashes. Men pay attention to all of that stuff. So I'm interested to see what she's going to say about the nose ring. It took me aback when I first seen it, but when I seen her overall look with the whole, the hair and stuff and the earrings, it didn't bother me because I seen the look she was going after, which is more of an Afrocentric look, and I rock heavy with that. So let's see what she say.
No, because I don't care.
If a guy wants to date you and he didn't like your nose ring, is it coming out or is that here to stay?
I mean, it's a nose ring. It can come out if the guy. I'm not taking my nose ring out just to go on some random date with some random Joe Schmo at some if it's a guy and we're having a conversation and it means like the conversation could be something, yeah, I'll take my nose ring out. It's a nose ring, like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nose ring, and it does come out. I do like to see a little flexibility, in the women, and because some men have to be flexible sometimes too. Sometimes you got kids, and we got to be flexible with that. So it's always a pushback when we ask for some flexibility, but flexibility from the men is almost expected all the time, and it's just like, look, y'all got to work with us. For real, work with us. I mean, it ain't gonna kill you it take you a fraction of a second to take the nose ring out. If I ain't rocking with it, you gonna lose the man of your dreams because of a nose ring? Like, come on. Don't be so much in your ego that you bypass a good guy just because he wasn't rocking with the nose ring. If he was a multi-millionaire and he told you to take the nose ring out, what you gonna do? You're gonna snatch it out. Okay. It's just funny how sometimes people be moving, but again, I don't have no issue with the nose ring, and I understand that she want the guy to accept her for who she is, but are you willing to accept the guy for everything that he is too? Probably not. So let's not have this one-sided compromising stuff. That gets under my skin. Let's go back in.
Okay. It's not detrimental. All right.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, the appearance requirement.
See, it's not that deep. Don't say that. I mean, that was a turn off. Don't say that. It is that deep. Look, if he's the guy, if you got a guy that you like and he don't like the nose ring, it is that deep. Now, I know that's a part of your identity, just like the braids and all of that other stuff, but stop asking for one-sided compromise, okay? Because look, you still married, okay? And you're going to ask for a guy to compromise the fact that you are still married and not even legally divorced yet. So you out of the gate is asking for compromise from him. But you tripping off a nose ring? That's a turn off. That's a red flag for me. You know what I mean? So let's go back in.
I'm 5'7", so if he can at least match my height. Other than that, I'm pretty open. I'm pretty flexible. I feel for me, it's more, while yes, looks do matter, because I feel like people lie when they say, oh, it doesn't, it's all, no. While looks does matter, it's more so, it's just as much important for me as if you can hold a conversation, like what's in your head. So like if you're nice looking, but then you open your mouth and it's yeah, that joint and blah blah blah. No, sorry. But
no, okay, all right. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
He has to be able to support himself. Like I can't. I've already gone through supporting more people than I should have in my life. Like, I'm not about
Oh, what's
supporting.
that about? You, what do you mean support? You were financially supporting people?
Yeah, and looking back on my life, like I was being the part of the family, so I help out do what you should do when you're a wife and you're part of the family, you help out. But now it's like when you look around, when you need people, or when it's like, okay, now I could use your support, your assistance. It's like you find out how people are. So for me, it's just like, no, you don't have to. I don't necessarily have a financial requirement, but like you have to be able to support yourself.
And let me say, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, she's probably good in her life. She probably makes good money. She probably don't need help financially, but wants a man who can support himself. And it sounds like her ex's family was a problem too, because she was probably loaning his family money. So, I can understand her wanting a guy to at least stand on his own 2 feet, and that's ain't nothing wrong with that. I rock with that. Let's go in.
I'm looking at the comments, and I'm trying not to look at the comments, but it's hilarious how people are just going on and on about something as small as a nose ring. Like,
well, listen, it's interesting, right? And that's why, every now and then I will gauge at the comments.
I will say I do like her face, though. She has a beautiful face, beautiful smile, and the nose ring is just shocking to people because they don't see it very often. Maybe in Africa or whatever the case, but or in India. I think they do that in India too. But the thing is, it's just shocking. So it's off-putting. It's offsetting. And her being a teacher, I'm surprised that she even had that. But from what I understand, teachers aren't so regulated on what they can wear to work. They have this contract of being able to, it's part of their union, that they can wear whatever they want, long as it's reasonable. It's not sexually enticing to the kids or whatever. But she works with special ed kids, and so she has a bit of dress attire freedom that a lot of people in other professions wouldn't have. So she probably do wear the nose ring to work, but I think it's more off-putting. To me, it's off-putting because you don't seem to be compromising with that. And to me, that's like a red flag, for the reason I mentioned before, is because you're still married and you want this guy to make some compromises out of the gate. But I don't like people who don't like to budge on certain things, because first of all, it's not a big deal. You could just boom. It's not like it's a tattoo that you got to go and get erased or nothing. It's something that it's an easy fix. So if I'm fighting with you over something that's an easy fix, I can imagine fighting over you with something that's a little more difficult. Like, you probably got your baby daddy, tattooed on your back too. I might not want to look at that every time I'm behind. Let's just say behind. Okay, and I'm look. You need to take this off. What are you gonna say? It's not that serious. I'm gonna keep his name on because it's not that it's me. It's my body. It's how I can do what I want to do. Compromise. It's less about the nose ring. It's more about the wiggle room and the compromise that you have. That's the issue.
And if I see a comment that's overwhelming, then I'll bring it to the table. But we already talked about that. And basically, I mean, how long have you had it?
Like 2 years. Like right after I left, I separated. I got it. So
right after you separated with your husband?
Yeah, about 2-3 years ago, right after I separated with my husband. Yep.
I don't know how it works. If you take it out, it will close, right?
Yeah, but I think I've had mine so long, it's going to take a while. But like I could take it out. I go to work with it. I go to work without it. It's a nose ring. Like
Okay.
you
It's
people.
a nose ring, honey.
It's
So
what you do. My bills are paid. My kids are happy. My kids know who they are as brown children. My students know who they are and where they want to go. And like, it's a nose ring.
it's a nose ring. All right, Happy, let me ask you this. You don't got to answer this question, but I'm going to ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
I want to say January.
January. Okay. Was that person somebody you could be with long term?
No, that was the person I was seeing.
Oh, that's the person you were seeing. Okay. We're getting to the final questions. What's the age range you want to date, Happy?
I'm 38, and so I would like to stay around 30, late 30s, 40s, around that age. But again, like I say that, but then I find people who are much older than me and maturity level just is not there. Whereas I found people who are a lot younger than me and the maturity level is there. So nowadays it really it's a crapshoot when you say what kind of age you're looking for. Like it really, yeah.
Okay. All right.
There is some truth to that. Maturity is not necessarily tied to age, but in a way, I would say not lifestyle, but I think wisdom is tied to age, but not maturity. I think there's a difference. You know, maturity is processing things in an adult manner. But wisdom is just things you've learned along the way that you can pull from when needed. It's a little different. I think maturity. You can still be an older person, immature, and still be wise. You know what I mean? But you and you could be an older person who is mature and is wise. But you can't it's those are two different things, and I think that she is correct. However, I think wisdom, there's no substitute for wisdom. Wisdom does come with age, but maturity don't necessarily come with age. Because people go back into cycles. I tend to think that people go through like at least 2 or 3 puberties, so to speak. I think especially when people hit their 40s or when they just about to turn 40, around that 38 to 42 range, I've seen it, and I can only really speak for the women because I've witnessed it with the women, but I've seen like women really change around this age, 38 to 42. They change. It's almost like they go through I don't want to call it a midlife crisis. I would call it more of a new puberty, because what happens is, I guess chemically they're going through something, right? Like they're not able to have kids as much around this age. So before they get to the point where they're infertile, they sex drive go up, and then they just start doing hot girl summer stuff. You know what I mean? And the men do this too, but men do this like maybe in their later 40s or 50s, and they do have that midlife crisis. Well, they'll start buying stuff or even just smashing young girls or whatever, and stuff like that can really kind of play on maturity. You could look at somebody and be like, why you acting all immature, you buying motorcycles, you smashing young girls, you ain't mature. But what's really happening is they're going through that midlife crisis and that second puberty, I want to say, but yeah, let's go back in.
Okay, all right, we got it. So listen, does it gotta be in Philly?
No, because I do not plan on staying here in Philly. Philadelphia is not the place for me and my children, so no.
Okay, and you said the guy can't have kids, but it's all about how he raises his kids.
It's all
Correct?
about how he's raising him, how he raises his kids, and the mother of the children raising the kids. Like, so, because I know, since I'm a teacher and I'm in Philly, and in the hood, I see a lot of what's going on, and it's not what I want for my kids, and it's not what I want for my students. I have no problems with people smoking weed, but like, they're doing it in front of their kids right out here in the steps. Like, they call their kids, "Get in the house, you little girl's 3 years old. Go down." Like, it's no. You ask the kid, "Well, can you tell me who Ida B. Wells is? Who, what, when?" But like, they can sing every ratchet song. Like, there has to be some type of standard, some type of morals, some type of foundation. And it's not. It's there for some families, but on a larger scale, it's not there, and it's not what I want for my kids.
Yeah, I get that, and she's right. It does depend on not just the father, but how the mother raised the kids, because the kids are more heavily influenced by the mother, and how the mother raised them, especially since they have them the most. How the mother raised them is really going to determine how prepared for the world the kids are going to be. So, yeah, she is right. It does depend on that. All that being said, let me go ahead and give her a ranking. Y'all, check this out. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and uh, start ranking. So I'm gonna rank her face. She didn't seem that bad. Actually, I really liked her face. It was very. I seen a touches of Ashanti in it a little bit. So it was a nice looking face. I give her a 7 in the face. Okay. Now let's go to the body. The body, obviously I can't see all of it, but I'm taking an educated guess. If you see her yourself and you know it's banging better than that, you can give her something higher. That's fine. But I thought that her body may be a 6. Now from there, I'm gonna say her mentality. Her mentality was a little questionable to me. I thought it was kind of odd that, she was tripping about the nose ring, but she ain't even fully divorced yet. I mean, at the end of the day, she said she would take it out. It's just a nose ring, but that was unnecessary friction, unnecessary, just unnecessariness, I guess you could say. So, but I gave her mentality a 6 for a total of 19 points. So there you have it for her. Again, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.